I'm Aki Hoshide of the STS-124 crew. You're watching NASA TV.
Good morning, Discovery, and good morning, Aki.
Good morning, Shannon and the team. Thanks for a great song. That was a song from my high school friends, and we're looking forward to a great day, an exciting day to install the Japanese Kibo module, and a great day of EVA and robotics. Looking forward to working with you guys.
And now in the Quest airlock, one former expedition crew member and the new expedition crew member working in tandem. As you see Mike Fossum with the oxygen mask on as he continues his pre-breathe of pure oxygen prior to the time that he will be suiting up in the suit with the red stripe on the right wall of the equipment lock of the Quest airlock. In the tight quarters of the Quest airlock, Mark Kelly and Garrett Reisman with Greg Shamatov looking on, completing the attachment of the safer or simplified aid for EVA rescue jetpack to spacewalker Ron Garan. He will move momentarily into the outer compartment of the airlock, the crew lock section, and then will be followed by Mike Fossum.
All right, boys, it's time to rock and roll. It is nighttime, as you see. You have about 20 more minutes of nighttime.
Good.
Mike, for your information, the airlock thermal cover came open by itself just a few minutes before you opened the hatch, so it was closed earlier.
When I cracked the hatch.
You are stepping out over Southeast Asia, just about to cross Australia, and you have a go to egress.
Mike, slow down.
There's our first good view of Mike Fossum as he makes his way over to the elbow camera of the shuttle robotic arm. That was maneuvered into its current position by Karen Nyberg earlier in the day.
Okay, thank you.
He will release a series of launch restraint straps holding that elbow camera's pan and tilt unit in place.
Foot strap is coming first. Breath on it. Foot strap is first.
Once again, Mike Fossum releasing these launch restraint straps to free up the elbow camera to be able to move its pan and tilt unit. Ron Garin making his way over to the starboard one truss, where he will work to release a pair of attachment devices, basically structurally and electrically demating connections from the orbiter boom sensor system at its stowage location on that truss.
Okay. I don't know if I should wait for the position here or move out.
Hockey on the big loop.
Mike Fossum now over by the Harmony module of the International Space Station, having opened up the hatch window cover and Velcroing it in place. This sets the stage for the insertion of a centerline berthing camera system that will assist the station robotic operators Hoshide and Nyberg later today in the mating of the Kibo science module to the port side of the Harmony node.
I think I've done it here. Ready to start heading up topside.
That is correct. And break for Houston and everyone else. The small arm is at the OBSS pre-grapple position.
Okay, we copy Hawk. Also, we copied Mike's words on the ceiling surface. It's all expected, and thanks for the report. Looks good.
Outstanding.
Great, thanks.
And station copies Hawk, and with that, the SSRMS is ready too, so we can give Ronnie a go for outboard SS bag release.
Okay, that sounds good, Aki. It's going to be a minute. He's going to do the bag first, but that's great. So I understand the big arm will be ready to move forward when Ronnie is.
Not quite. Once he releases, we'll have to reconfigure a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
All right, I got to go for the bag release.
Yes, you do. And remember, while you're out there, take a look at the window.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, ground advantage remains.
Garin now has released grounding straps holding those protective bags over the laser sensor package. Again, these are the lasers that provide the heart of the scanning capability for the orbiter boom sensor system to take three-dimensional imagery of the thermal protection heat shield on Discovery.
Up, coming party in the rock. All right, bag is removed. I see 4 camera stops and 2 cable guides.
Very good, Ronnie.
Outstanding.
Now the view from Mike Fossum's helmet camera. Fossum's next task will be to perform a checkout of a series of ready-to-latch indicators on the mobile base system's common attach system. That is the device basically that payloads can be stored on. The mobile base system is the base, just as it implies, for the mobile transporter, the rail car that moves up and down the truss of the International Space Station. This quick test of the ready-to-latch indicators will prove the worthiness of that system for future use.
And after you got to go to move station forward. Ready, now.
And Houston, we got which MCAS is that, Mike?
Zenith.
The Zenith MCAS down.
Ready, now.
And Ronnie, copy outboard SS bag release. We're going to configure, so it's going to take about a minute.
Okay, that's fine. I'll try and convert this bag some more. You guys get it?
Yeah, Mike.
Okay, Mike, Ronnie, the arm is ready. We're going to move 50 centimeters station forward. I have clearance in the station forward side and the arm. And if Ronnie can look at the aft side of the OBSS.
I got it. Got it, okay.
Okay, going towards you, Mike.
Ready.
Station forward 50 centimeters.
And hold on a sec, Aki. Understand this is 35 centimeters, is that correct?
Sorry, yes, that's affirmative. So 50 centimeters on the digitals.
Okay, thank you.
15 to 50.
Starting motion.
Good motion, good motion.
Good motion.
Lots of slack in the cable, looks good.
A good view of the Canadarm2 with a firm grasp on the midpoint grapple fixture on the 50-foot-long orbiter boom sensor system. Ron Garan and Mike Fossum, now 1 hour, 4 minutes into their spacewalk, will begin to disconnect a series of electrical connectors and a device called a Keep Alive umbilical attachment device that held the power supply for the orbiter boom sensor system during its 3 months on the starboard truss of the International Space Station.
Yeah, I believe we got to wait for Ronnie to unplug at the KU.
I know, from the arm point of view.
Yeah, Mike, you like that position?
Yes, that's fine.
Brakes on.
And Mike, I guess that's for you. Let me know when you're in a good position.
Okay, I'm almost down and clear, and in a place where I can watch. Okay, I am below the arm. Good view from one end to the other.
Okay, over to you, Aki.
Okay, copy that. And confirm Ronnie's clear as well?
Ronnie's clear, I'm clear.
Okay, so starting station zenith at 500 centimeters. And I will tell you when you are free to go.
Okay,
Starting motion.
good motion.
Be good motion.
Outstanding, you're clear to Jaws.
And I see we are clear, so you are free to go. Thanks for the help, Mike.
You bet, Aki, not bad.
Enjoy the rest of the EVA.
Yeah, how's it going up there, Ronnie? Good. Gonna be a while, but it's going good. Yeah.
The orbiter boom sensor system under the firm grasp of the shuttle robotic arm, Ron Garan. You're looking through his helmet camera as he makes his way from the S1 truss, having completed the cleanup work up there where the boom had resided for the past 3 months, now making his way toward the payload bay of Discovery to join Mike Fossum to continue work to prepare the Kibo science module for its eventual unberthing and installation on the node, on the port side of the Harmony node later today. Fossum is in the process of preparatory work to disconnect a series of electrical cables that have provided power for the Kibo module while it's resided in the shuttle's cargo bay.
First connector's clear. Good sockets, good in my band. Easy seeing those pins.
The first of the so-called launch to activation cables, the electrical umbilicals, now has been demated, and dummy caps are being placed over the electrical caps, the connector caps. While Fossum and Garan are working to prepare the Japanese science module for its unberthing from the payload bay, the station's robotic arm is being maneuvered and calibrated for its eventual grapple of the module later and its unberthing from the payload bay. Launch to activation cables, basically power cables that provided heating for the Japanese module while in Discovery's payload bay, have been disconnected and stowed, and other work is underway to remove contamination covers from the common berthing mechanism and the inspection of the sealing surface on the common berthing mechanism, basically the berthing port on Kibo that will be mated to the common berthing mechanism on the port side of Harmony. The view from Ron Garan's helmet camera showing him beginning to work in tandem with Mike Fossum to remove a series of protective covers that were over the sealing surface on the mating interface at the back of the orbiter's payload bay on the Kibo Science module.
Two covers released. Okay, Mike, as you come up, you're going to have the wind channel. We'll just have to watch that. Copy that. A little bit more though.
You guys want the big picture?
Yep.
You are about 1 hour and 5 minutes ahead of the timeline for worm report. Okay.
We're hearing that on one. There's something about a worm report.
I'm sorry, say again. I think I might have stepped on somebody.
Garrett was, we heard a worm report. I don't want to know.
Mike Fossum in the process of releasing launch locks on 2 forward windows on the Kibo Science Laboratory.
To be released, I'm going to give it another one turn.
The crew basically releasing 3 bolts, securing the covers on the windows, which were closed for protection during launch. The forward window is planned to have all 3 bolts removed to provide viewing for the deployment of the Japanese robotic arm later in the mission.
Launch locks on the downlink.
Heading up. I'm moving out.
And Hawk on the big loop for a tag up whenever.
There's a video somewhere.
Can't see if I'm smiling.
I'm going to put up this visor. Actually, nice surface.
Okay, Ray, looks like you put...
Yeah, like two smiles.
I'm going to go ahead and jump onto the...
Nice.
Okay, nice to have mutual support out here.
There's a look inside a solar alpha rotary joint from Fossum's helmet camera.
Okay, just seen it of TDA-1. I see the same debris that we talked about. It's like shavings on the outer ring. You know, I can feel it. It's a roughness, but I cannot tell if it's up or down. I cannot. There's a little bit of light showing into the truss here. I've got the edge of the scraper on there flat.
Well, Mike, I'm looking. We got a great picture in your helmet cam, and you have about optimal conditions for looking at that.
I know it.
Are you getting anything off on the white?
Yeah, I am. It's like kind of like a talcum gunpowder looking. Oops.
Copy.
Yeah, it's flaking off. This is not what they were hoping to hear. This is definitely a depression.
Okay, how are you determining that?
It's very, very thin. It's almost imperceptible with the scraper tool. Using the gap gauge, you can feel it drop in, catch on the edge as if you were running up against a bump of something. I've come at it from multiple directions, and I don't get
Okay, that description sounds like it is what it is then.
Houston Station on Space Ground 2 over.
Aki, the inhibits are in place in step 7.3.
I'll be that. Thank you.
There's a view of the robotic arm grappled to a key bow. And in the background, you can see the Harmony node where it will be installed
On me, I think I'm
after the spacewalk.
real cut caddy.
Harmony is in the
I'm going to get
top left-hand corner of the screen. And you can see just a hint of the
Take the photos of the
common berthing mechanism where Kibo will be installed directly across from the Columbus module on the left-hand side of Harmony.
It's just.
And Aki, on Space to Ground 2, looking at step 2 there, we're in ISS attitude control. We have good power, and your go for the on-berth.
I know you guys are busy and all, but JPM's coming out of the bay.
Hey, look at that.
Wow. Very cool.
This view from inside the shuttle's cargo bay of the back of the cargo bay and the end of Kibo.
Thank you. You have that breaking torques? I am. How's it going?
Good, I just took it from free flow. Here's one of my calls with that thing.
And Ron, you're making quick work of this, so I think he's going to go for a finish in all 4 of them, and then come back and put the ratchet finish away.
Alright. Hope my counter reaches.
Yeah, me too.
Another view of the Kibo module as it makes its journey to its permanent home on the
The 3 down is too bad.
Harmony node,
Better ignite.
being removed from the shuttle's payload bay. The shuttle and station are now about 219 miles above New Zealand as the spacewalk continues. Mike Fossum's still working on trying out some of those cleaning techniques on the Solar Alpha rotary joint, while Ron Guerin has moved on to some get-ahead task.
Alright, first SLR's in the back. Okay.
Copy. Understand you're going for number 2.
Yep. Okay, I did a photo, kind of a photo survey of that whole area of exposed outboard outer cannon surface. Whew, I got it right. And I'll dump that last wipe in the bag, grab another one, and I'll apply a little more material, and we'll wipe it down again. I'll scrape it and wipe it. People can notice the difference.
That's correct.
Okay. Taking a look at the surface now, I see no discernible difference between the areas. The 2 different techniques. I guess they both ended with scraping. And there's only a very slight trace of grease remaining.
Okay, Mike, I think you're pretty much done with the DTO. We need closeout pictures, and then we're going to button up the cover.
Got it.
So a view of the station arm where it's hooked to the Kibo module, getting it moved to its new home at the Harmony node. In the background you can also see the tail end of the shuttle as it
Okay, Mike, next
orbits about, with the space station, 214 miles above Kansas at the moment.
Okay. Green light 2.4 on the Nader outboard.
Copy.
To move back up in it, those guys down. And then I think what I'm going to do is head around and start working those SLRs back down.
That'll be faster.
Yeah, Hawk, we concur with Ron's recommendation.
Now 5 hours and 42 minutes into the 6.5-hour spacewalk. Awesome and Garrett are wrapping up the last of their task and getting ready to start carrying tools and equipment back to the station's Quest airlock. You can see now in this view that the Kibo module has been moved all the way up to its new home on the Harmony node. Kibo module is along the right-hand side of the screen here, connected to the shuttle's robotic arm, which is also on top of the Harmony module.
Houston, from Alpha, this is the CBM operator calling the SSRMS operator who is right next to me. We are go for maneuver to RTL.
And SSRMS operator copies. Go for maneuver RTL.
Okay, we copy.
And Houston Station for robotics, just to confirm, did you give us a go for JPM missile?
That's affirmative, Aki. You're go for JPM install. Good luck.
Copy that. Thank you.
Okay, I'm back. Dropping down to the hatch. Start putting away toys. Coming on with the feeder cart, Mike. All right.
And CBM operator from
You can see
operator.
Kibo's now on its final location as its station and shuttle are orbiting 213 miles above the island of Madagascar. It's a view of Mike Fossum getting ready to enter the Quest airlock to the end of the spacewalk. Also heard earlier the call from the teams on the ground that the station was go for the second stage capture that would mark the official installation of Kibo. We have not heard that that capture actually occurred yet.
Okay, Ron. I'm going to start trying to come in.
Okay, I'm doing the best I can, but they're all over the place.
I understand.
If your feet are gonna hit some bags, just kick them out of the way.
Okay.
Mike and Ron, it was a pleasure working with you guys today. Today was the 43rd anniversary of the first U.S. EVA conducted by Ed White on Gemini 4. So I think it's appropriate that we had two Air Force guys up the door today in honor of Ed White.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Yeah, good job.
And I've got TAO checking to see if Ed White's TAPCOM was a Navy guy.
Copy that.
Okay, I bet he wasn't a SEAL.
Yeah.
He would have been a UDT.
And Houston and Scuba from the station on the Big Loop. We have 8 volts confirmed. Congratulations, especially to Scuba. We have a new hope on the International Space Station.
Fantastic job, Aki.
Outstanding. Outstanding.